What is going on, guys? DBG here. In this video we are going to be talking about 5 players that you should never buy in NBA 2K. Well, not that you should never buy, you shouldn't buy initially in NBA 2K20 MyTEAM. So basically we're going to be talking about 2 individual players on this list, and it's been similar individual players throughout the last couple of years, and we're going to explain why you should dodge these 2 specific players. And then also we are going to look at 3 types of players that I would advise you guys to steer clear from, especially straight away. I'm not saying never buy these players. I'm not saying that later on in the year that it's a terrible idea to get some of these guys. I'm just saying that on launch day, the first day or 2 of the game, it is going to be absolutely vital that you don't. Well, not vital you don't. You can buy them, but it will be a mistake because these are the type of players that go down significantly in price straight away, or you're just spending a hell of a lot of MT on a card that's just not that good in my team, to be honest. And considering that they're doing the same system as last year where amethysts are available day 1, I'm pretty sure we're going to have very similar a very similar scenario to last year with the way people are running teams day 1. And I think that I have a fair idea of what cards are good and not good to buy. Well, the types in them anyway. So first of all, we are going to be talking about one of the most hyped players in the game that I would just advise you guys to not even go close to buying. And it's Zion Williamson. So Zion Williamson is a 79 overall gold. And back in the day when in 2K18, 2K17, when the highest rated player day 1 was 85 or 86 overall, you could maybe, and I mean just maybe, argue that a 79 overall card is usable. Day 1, you are going to see people running with amethysts. There are more amethysts available day 1 this year than there has been any other year. Well, not any other year. Actually, yeah. 2K16, there's only 5 amethysts available. Since 2K15, this is going to be the most amethysts available day 1. So you're going to be seeing squads with like 8-9 amethysts day 1, maybe a diamond or 2 from people that have grinded certain game modes. And a 79 overall Zion Williamson isn't going to be able to compete. But you want to know what Zion Williamson is going to be? Expensive. He is going to be really expensive. And trust me, he's going to be okay in game, I guess. But he's an undersized power forward. He's a 6'6", maybe listed as 6'7", power forward. If you guys don't know, height is a massive factor in the game. And he's undersized. I know Zion would be really fun to use, and a Zion a point guard cheese might have been something had he been in the NBA a year earlier for NBA 2K19 with no position locks. It would have been fun. But I don't see Zion ever being usable. I honestly don't, unless they gave him a small or a power forward / small forward position. Like a 6'7" power forward is going to be too small to play against someone like Kristaps, especially because a 79 overall card isn't going to be able to speed boost, is not going to be able to shoot. He's going to have good enough strength. Well, he's going to have unbelievable strength. He's going to have unbelievable dunking. He's not going to have the dribble moves. He's not going to have the speed to really make the most of that. So I'd advise you guys to steer clear of Zion Williamson anyway. He's a power forward and he's the height of a 2 guard. The next player is going to be a guy who may be the best player in the world, argue the best player in the world, and is LeBron James. So if we're looking at the rest of the players that are going to be at the amethyst tier, you're looking at Giannis, the ones we know anyway. Then like Giannis, Steph Curry, I think Anthony Davis is a 90 overall, LeBron's a 90 overall, Kevin Durant, I think Kevin Durant is an amethyst. You're looking at those type of players, and they all do something well. Kawhi is going to be a really good defender, although I would steer clear away from Kawhi. I'd steer clear away from all of these guys, by the way. Like all of these current players, because they're going to be extremely overpriced. But if I was to pick one that you should completely not get, it's LeBron James. The reason for that is that LeBron James's base cards are kind of like a jack of all trades type player, but good at nothing. Like, he's going to be a competent shooter, an okay defender, okay dribbler. And this isn't like me talking about LeBron in real life. I'm talking about the way LeBron is in 2K. He's an okay passer, even though obviously in real life one of the best passers in the world. I am not talking about LeBron James, the basketball player. I'm talking about LeBron James, the 2K player. It is something completely different. And just like the past number of years, I don't see LeBron James being a great card initially in 2K. He doesn't And not particularly fast, not particularly athletic, okay dunking, decent defender that can't really shoot and is a moderately good post player, has absolutely no worth in game. Initially, at the very start of the game, you need a bunch of specialists. And it's why I'm going to be making another one of these videos tomorrow about cards you need to buy. You need specialists, you need certain positions to do certain things depending on your playstyle. A jack of all trades that can't do any one particular thing really well is absolutely worthless at the start of the game, and that's exactly what LeBron James is going to be. So now we are on to our last three things, which aren't individual cards. They are going to be types of cards. So first of all, I'm going to spend the least time on this one because I've talked a little bit already, and it's high-priced current cards. Do not spend a lot of MT on current cards. I get it. I get it that most of you guys just want to use your favorite players. But whenever there's promo packs, current cards are always in packs. And every time there's a new promo pack released, the price of all current players goes down. And it stays down. Like, there's no such thing as a current player spiking up. Maybe if they're needed for certain challenges, they might. But as of right now, 2K have not done that since NBA 2K15, I don't think. Maybe NBA 2K16 with the Kareem. But until we see it, there's no point predicting that that's going to happen. We have to assume that it's not. So current players are always going to go down in price. No card depreciates faster than current players. And I don't mean like, say, Moments cards, different versions. I mean the cards in the 20 or the 19 or 20, whatever it's going to be called, NBA collection. They are the cards that you don't want to have a lot of MT tied up in, because they're not going to go up in price. They're only going to depreciate. They might go up from like day 1 to day 4, but in general they're going to drop. And I don't even think they're going to go up in the first couple of days because of the fact that everyone starts off with 50k MT. So please, if you're going to take one bit of advice on this video, do not have a lot of MT stuck in current players. Next up is high overalls with bad release. So for example, you might see an Al Horford. He may be a Ruby. I'm not sure if his rating's been released already. But say if Al Horford is an 87 overall Ruby and suddenly he's like 3k MT, whereas all the other Rubies might be like 10k MT. And you're thinking, oh my god, I need to go and get this Al Horford. I need to get this Ruby. He's a really high overall. And then you use him and you realize the release is completely broken. And he's not even the worst example of that. I'm trying to think who's got completely broken release that's a guard. It's hard to think off the top of my head, but there are so many cards in the game that you're going to see be a really high rating. For example, like a Ruby, and be cheaper than Emerald early in the game. And you're like, oh, this card's got good stats. Why is it so cheap? Big reason could be its release. So if you haven't tried out a player yet, I would probably advise you guys just to shoot around with them in regular rosters, because I know for a fact the current NBA ones have the same release. Maybe some historic players have a different release, but the current ones will have the same. So yeah, they are cards that you definitely need to watch out for. If you think a price is too good to be true, especially early in the game, and you do want to buy one of those players, you have to consider about why something's so cheap. Either there's an abundance of them on the market, there's too many of them, and if that's the case, then go for it. But if there's few of them, they're so cheap, no one wants them, you gotta think about why no one does. A lot of the time it is due to release. And this is another massive tip. This isn't about buying players. This is locking in current collections. I do not lock in current collections for tokens. I know tokens are a great thing. Tokens are a great thing to get. But there's going to be a tier. I don't know whether it'll be silver. It was silver tier last year, where the silver tiers were like 6,000 MT each. You see, we're trying to lock in collections, and silver was the rarest tier. Whether it's silver, whether it's bronze, whether it's gold, emerald, I don't know what the rarest tier is going to be. But the rarest tier of players is going to be super expensive. Well, way more than it's actually worth price-wise. So I would really advise against you guys locking in any collections. Sure, it's great to have the tokens early, but again, by the end of the year, those silver cards that were once 8,000 MT were 1,000 MT. I would honestly wait to collect major token rewards, because from just playing the game, I think you could get enough to get to maybe the Sapphire tier in the first day or two of the game, and I think that's all you need. Like, getting 6 tokens for a Sapphire is not too bad. When you start to get in the Ruby tier, it becomes a little bit harder to get tokens, and I don't see any players, just from looking at it, in the Ruby tier that seem to be absolutely exceptional. The Amethyst tier does, but that's going to be a lot tougher to get without spending money on the game. without obviously natural progression, you'll be able to get it easily enough. But I do think that locking in things for tokens is not going to be worth it, especially because you're just gonna be losing way more MT than those cards are worth. But anyway, yep, that is the video. These are players that I do not think you should buy in NBA 2K19 MyTEAM or 2K20 MyTEAM, and one thing that you shouldn't do as in locking collections. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.